Hello Aquarius, welcome to Timsy's Naked Tarot. Don't worry, Timsy is not naked, the tarot reads is naked, by which I mean I try to strip out as much astrology as I can by using this plain deck to bring in the star sign or type of star sign of the person we are doing the read about. Okay, it will be a general read, it may or may not resonate with you. If it does resonate with you, that is fantastic. Do the 4 things you have to do on YouTube. Well, you don't have to do them, it's up to you. But like, subscribe, share and comment. If it doesn't resonate with you, I suggest you do 2 of those 4. At least share and subscribe, because I don't follow any sort of cycle. So if this one don't resonate with you, the next one might. And you wouldn't want to miss that notification, would you? And share it out, because if you're watching this and it's not resonating with you, then it's probably for someone you know. Okay, so let's just get my table sorted a little bit there. There we go, let's straighten it up. Right, lovely. So we'll have that card, as it was the last one of them 3 were flipped or turned in the deck. We're doing a read on the Wheel of Fortune, which you had out in the last All Signs overview I done. If you didn't watch the All Signs overview, basically what I said was there's an end coming. The chapter of your life you are currently reading or writing, as the case may be, is your life, is now coming to an end, and the new chapter is starting. And well, you can either be dragged through it kicking and screaming by the universe, or you can go along willingly. It's up to you, really. We are dealing with a fire sign which is quite a bit older than you, maybe like 10 to 14 years, 10 to 13, about 10 years older than you. Okay, to go with that Wheel of Fortune, we have the 10 of Swords, yet another ending card. It's a bit of a painful ending. I think in the pre-shuffle, in the All Signs I done, I said you might not want to be moving on. It might have been for Capricorn, the sign before you, but because they had the Ace of Pentacles, it said basically you might not want to be moving on. You might be happy where you are. Yeah, and as you can also use the cards around your own card in my All Signs overview, that would have counted for you as well. Okay, so this is a bit of a painful ending, isn't it? I feel it's an ending you didn't want to happen, but it has happened or will happen. Okay, the Knight of Cups is all about receiving a message of love, or sending a message of love. Okay, it is also about the future you see for yourself. Okay, the Knight of Cups is said to be looking into that cup, that Ace of Cups he holds, and he sees the future he wants for himself. Okay, when I do use any form of gender, it's normally just because of the imagery or energies I'm feeling off the card. It may not be your person or you. Okay, the 8 of Swords is the connection. We're going to have the connection here, how this fire sign feels about the connection, how they feel about you, what the universe wants to tell us about the connection, and just here is going to be the overall outcome the universe is hoping for. I say hoping for because we can all get in the way of the universe's plans with our own free will, quite often do. Okay, the overall energy of this is the Emperor. The Emperor is expansion, being in control, wanting to keep hold of the reins. It is a little bit emotionally detached. It's more business orientated. It could be an indication of being in charge of a business or being in charge of a household. It doesn't, because like the universe sees them as the same sort of thing. It's a job you do. Okay, you might see it as something you have to do, but the universe just sees it as, well, it's something you work on. So yeah, it's like that. You're in charge of the household, or someone's in charge of the household, and there's expansion going on. There's sort of a bit emotionless sort of feel going on at the moment, either within work or within your home life. The 8 of Swords, it's being trapped within your own thinking. This connection is kind of stuck, going nowhere at the moment. This could be why the Wheel of Fortune is kicking in. to drag you out of it and drag you into something new. What's the best way of describing it at the moment? I was going to use my whole wall analogy where you're like standing too close to the wall and you can't see a way around it because all you can see is the wall. And if you take a few steps back, then you can see that there's a doorway and the wall's not very high, and etc, etc. But I'm not quite feeling that. I'm feeling it's like that, but not. I actually feel within this connection, you know how to end it. You just don't want to. Okay, you kind of are liking the fact that it's stuck there. And as I said right at the beginning of this, you may not want to go into the new chapter of your life at the moment. You might currently quite like the old one. You might have, well, with that card, read it once or twice. Okay, let's see how the fire sign feels about this. The fire sign feels this connection is romantic, it's loving, it's dreamy, like it's not on a new level, but it's an immature connection, shall we say. I can feel that they can see a lot of potential in the connection, but they still feel it's quite a immature type of connection. This is how they feel about you, the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is all about loss and sorrow in other decks. If it comes out in my clarifiers, you will see it's normally someone like mourning the loss of 3 cups, yeah, and the content of, but they're also ignoring the fact that there are 2 cups still standing behind them. They haven't lost everything, they've just lost something, okay? But in their regret of that loss, they are forgetting about everything. And that's how they feel about you. They feel either you are in some form of loss and you're forgetting about everything else and you're just worrying about that loss, or they actually feel this loss for you. They feel that, I don't know, they're losing something about you. They're losing their grip on you, or that sounded a bit sort of malice there. They're losing their connection with you. And they're mourning that, but they're also, in turn, ignoring all the other connections they have in the world, okay? The universe is throwing out the Hierophant card here. The Hierophant, it can mean lots of things. It can mean education. It can mean teaching. And both, I feel that this connection is learning and learn at the same time. You are learning from this connection, so it is teaching you, but at the same time you are within this connection teaching someone else. It does have spiritual connections, it does have spiritual awakening attached to it and all that. I feel, well, as that bottom run of cards went, the card after yours was the Fool, which is normally an indication that you have either failed the universe's lesson or you have passed the universe's lesson and moved on to the new lesson. And that's the spiritual connection I'm feeling there. It is a case of you may have failed, you may be going through this 8 of Swords yet again, but for the bulk of you, I think you actually know that you've passed and you know that you have to move on. You're just not willing to yet. You're still clinging on to it. The final outcome, or the overall outcome the universe is hoping for, is the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles is all about teamwork, basically. It means that wherever you're going to go in the future, you're not going by yourself. You will have support with you. Yes, there is a loss up there. You might not have the person you want with you, but you will have other people around you. You will have support. You will have helpers, and they are all going to want to be working and pulling in the same direction to help you. Lucky Aquarius. Okay, so let's see what the Eight of Swords is about. There you go. Now, straight out. Nice. Gotta love it. There we go. So the King of Swords. Oh, where did that come from? The King of Swords is all about taking action. Okay, it's an action card. the King of Swords takes action. You can see there's all, I don't know, he's just hacked down an old bush in the middle of autumn and there's lots of brown leaves everywhere. Either that or he's just literally butchered some people and there's still blood spraying through the air. But point is, he took action both times. The bush needed to be done, so he hacked the bush, or the person needed to be killed, so he killed the person. This action is leading to some form of recovery for you, or for people in the connection. There is a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of feeling you are looking up to a mentor within this connection with that King of Swords. There is as I said, this connection is teaching you a lot, Aquarius, and obviously a connection by itself doesn't teach. You need someone in there to point everything out within the connection, the mentor, and that is it. You are looking up to that mentor, and that mentor is helping you heal and recover from something else in your past life. Now, in my All Signs overview, I said that the Wheel of Fortune is telling you that you are going on to a new journey. I told you down here about the Fool card as well, which is the card what came after yours in the All Signs overview, and here it is again. This connection is what leads to your new start. Be your new start the fact that you're resitting the exam or a totally fresh challenge in front of you. It doesn't matter. This connection, but the end of this connection, that Ten of Swords in the pre-cut, is the new start. When this finally wraps up, that's it. New chapter of your life is opening, Aquarius. Okay, and just to back that up, as I said, most of you have learnt your lesson. You're getting the world. Yeah, the Fool comes after the world, and it literally did come after the world. So, let's see what this Page of Cups is like. So there we go, there's the first one. No, there's the second one as well. All the nines. It's not all the nines, it's half the nines. But we got the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is the minor arcana of the Star. Okay, now unbeknown to you, underneath this card at the bottom of the deck, which should still be there actually, is the Star. Yeah. So I kind of had a feeling this or the Star might be coming out throughout the clarifiers. It is the minor arcana of the Star. It is seen, oh, sorry if you just heard that. It is seen as a wish fulfilled or a hope or dream coming true. It is also seen as emotional fulfillment. So I always connect this, because sometimes we can wish for the bad things in life as well as the good things. We sometimes manifest by mistake. Okay, we don't realize we're doing it and the bad comes in. This is why people who are in depressive states or in with the wrong crowd just seem to keep attracting more of the same, because you're manifesting it. Okay, and the universe isn't very judgmental about what it grants. Yeah, it feels you putting out your heartfelt emotions that you want something, and if it's strong enough and true enough, it delivers. Now, if you're doing your manifestations by mistake and not realizing you're doing it, generally they are the most heartfelt manifestations you do in the world. So they tend to deliver it quite a lot. And that's why people say like energy attracts like energy. It's because you manifest it. It's that simple. You bring it into your own life. You literally invite it in. You open a door and say, look, I'm really down in the dumps. Come and make me feel worse. Okay. This is why all those affirmations and things, looking in the mirror every morning and telling yourself you are a wonderful, beautiful person and you deserve the best in the world, sometimes works. Sometimes it just puts a protective bubble around you, but eventually reality will pop that and it will make you feel worse. But sometimes it does actually work. What it is basically doing is tricking your mind into stop thinking negatively. If you think negatively, you start to manifest negatively. If you manifest negatively, you start to bring in more negative. Big explanation all about that Nine of Cups. It is emotional fulfillment as well, though, and it is also the indication of the end. Okay, the 9 comes just before the 10. The 10 indicates we are at the end and we are going on to a new beginning. This is kind of like the real end of the runs in the tarot decks. Okay, because this is the end of what actually goes somewhere. It goes to the new beginning. The 10 of Cups, or the 10 of Cups in this particular case, would be the new beginning. It's saying you're at the end. This is you're still heading towards the end. And we've got that on the Pentacles as well. So this is, within this connection, it is emotionally fulfilling for them, and it has freed them somehow. Perhaps this healing, perhaps you've been teaching them how to heal. Invertly, maybe you didn't realize you were. Okay, maybe you've both been healing together, and they have realized that they are free from whatever was holding them back. It could be you, Aquarius. They could be free from you. It is a 10 of Swords. After all, it was a painful ending. But you have to also remember the overall energy of my overview was the Queen of Pentacles, success and independence, actually. Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles doesn't really rely on anyone apart from herself. So they are emotionally happy with this, and they are feeling that there is some sort of freedom or possibly some sort of gain in their finances from this connection. Okay, but they had been manifesting it as well. Well, you had the Fool crossing there. We've now got the World crossing here. They see this connection as the huge new beginning it is. Okay, the World card is probably the most powerful card you can have in the playing deck, the tarot deck. There's some seagulls. I've been drawn to these seagulls. My eye keeps focusing in on them. Out of the whole imagery of that, I can just see those seagulls. Now, I'm going to say for a few of you, not all of you, expect some sort of news, yeah, via them from overseas. Okay. If not overseas, there's definitely some sort of communication coming in about this new beginning, this new start. Okay, so the loss and regret. Universe is starting to puke on my table again. Okay, so we got the Queen of Cups. We got the 7 of Pentacles. We got the 2 of... I'm going to have that as a crossing card. Okay, and the 2 of Cups. Okay, well, I talked about the 3 cups being down, the 2 cups still standing, and the fact that the person in the 5 of Cups is ignoring the 2 of Cups. They're ignoring the rest of the connections they have going on in life. And I said about communication here because of those seagulls I saw, and here is the communication card coming out. The Queen of... Sorry, just had to... the Queen of Cups is all about communication. Okay, she is offering her cup out. There is no one else in that picture, but she is offering her cup out. She is expressing her emotions, expressing her love. And by expressing that, you are communicating to people. You are letting people know how you feel. Okay, communication can come in many shapes and forms. Like most things in tarot reads, they can come in many shapes and forms. Most people are very narrow-minded and just think communication is someone talking to you or sending you a text. No, there's all sorts of communications. There's eye language, there's body language, there's playing with your hair, exposing your neck, yeah, sitting right close next to someone but still respecting their personal boundaries, so you're as close as you can possibly get without actually sitting on them. It's all communication, okay? And a lot of people just overlook all the little subtleties, but the Queen of Cups, she sees all. She sees all that. She understands all that. She's very empathic. She even feels how you feel. And that is, I did say that they feel that you're in this 3 of Cups. And that's what this card is telling me here. They feel your pain with you with that loss. Okay, because there's the Two of Cups, the soul connection. They feel that you are connected on some sort of spiritual level. But we do have this Seven of Pentacles in between. There is a... what's the right word? An expanse. There is an expanse between you at the moment. Okay, between you and this fire sign. You might be sitting right next to them while you're watching this YouTube video with your earplugs in, and they might be on their phone doing whatever they're doing, or watching the TV, playing the Xbox games, PlayStation, whatever they're on. But you both actually feel like you're actually on opposite sides of the planet at the moment to each other. There is this void within the communication. There's the want to communicate how you feel about each other, but you're not actually quite there doing it. You can both feel the draw of each other, but again, you're not actually doing anything about it. But this is all coming to an end, especially from their side. I said about communication, and you might hear something via them, okay? You will hear something via them. There's a communication card here. We've got the death and rebirth of something. I feel it's the death of this Seven of Pentacles. It's coming to an end. And it's the rebirth of either what you had before or what you wanted with that Knight of Cups. Okay? And their hopes and dreams coming true. Just a little quick indication of what that might be. It's the Four of Wands. It could be marriage. It could be just commitment. Yeah? You don't have to have a bit of paper by the church telling everyone that you're married. If you're truly in love with someone, everyone sees that, and you don't need any form of documentation to prove it. All what the documentation's for is when you're going through divorces afterwards, because then you need another bit of paper from someone saying, well, you're not married anymore. Yeah? Oh, the simpler times of the Viking Age, where all they had to do was hold hands and wrap a ribbon around both of them, and that bound you together. Right, okay, so the Hierophant. There's the first card shooting out. The Fool in reverse. Well, this will be the fact that you don't want to, Aquarius. You don't want this chapter to finish. You've been enjoying this chapter quite a lot. And there's the Hierophant again. Okay? You know that the chapter needs to finish. You know that it is at the end. You might be clinging on to it a little bit too much. You don't want it to happen. You feel that when it does end, people will look at you foolishly. When you take this action, they will think that you're doing it out of character and everything, but you know that that is the action that needs to be taken. Again, you know it because of the Hierophant either side of this Fool. We literally got a Fool sandwich, and the Hierophant is bread. Learning, teaching, spiritual awareness. For a few of you, marriage. Yeah, some of you don't want to get married, and that could be what all this is about. They feel in the loss of you, or a certain part of you, because maybe you said no. Yeah, they dropped to a knee, they proposed, and you went, nah, don't need that. And after my little diatribe of going on about having just a bit of paper from the church, maybe that's why you said no. Maybe you said, well, because I love you and I don't need a bit of paper from the church. But maybe they want the wedding, they want the big pomp and all that. After all, they are a fire sign. Yeah. It is all about them at the end of the day. You're just a measly air sign. Don't put yourself down like that. You're more than that. You're the things what fan their passion. You're the air. Yeah. Without air, fire can't breathe. Okay. Crossing it is that Page of Cups again. I've never called it a Page of Pentacles before. I've often called it a Page of Swords, but never a Page of Pentacles. It's the Page of Cups again. Okay, there is still romance, there's still love within this connection. There's just this unwillingness to move on from the stage you're at. You're happy with it. Perhaps you're feeling that marriage will ruin it. Yeah, perhaps everyone you know have always got married and ended up in divorce. Well, that is society these days. is what people think is expected of them when they get married. Yeah, yeah, we're okay, we've been married 5 years, it's time for the divorce now. Come on, let's get on with it. Oh, all of a sudden, I just thought of Wayne and Wayneetta. It's a Harry Enfield sketch, and they're together and they're kind of happy together, but they keep saying things like, oh, we need to get a divorce, and Wayne will go, why? And he'll go, well, because our kids are getting picked on at school because we're the only two parents still together, and things like that. It's really worth a watch. Go and watch it. It does so much comedy. It doesn't have to be Harry Enfield. Just comedy in general just literally sums up life. Yeah, there's a saying out there which is, many a truth is said in jest. Now, I think every truth is said in jest. If it isn't said in jest, then it's not really a truth because you're still hiding something. Anyway, right, let's get on with the read. Yeah, the universe agrees with me. Let's get on with the read, Simon. Right, so we have got the Strength card and the Justice card coming out. Now, ultimately, this is the end of the chapter. Yeah, this is the beginning of the new chapter. You're going to have strength. You're going to have strength. You're going to have the strength to deal with it, but you're not going to realize you have the strength to deal with it. You're going to fear stepping into the unknown, the new surname, or possibly whatever, if you are getting married, being called Mrs. Fire Sign instead of Miss Air Sign. If you're female, if you're male, then for chauvinistic reasons, that doesn't change. Okay, don't say anything to me about that. It's something that happened a long time in the past. I have no control over it. Thank you very much. Leave me out of it. But yes, it's the Strength card. It is requiring the strength. You're going to need to gather in your courage, your strength to deal with this. You are fearing this new beginning, whatever it may be. But you are got a good group of people around you to deal with it with you. They're going to help you through it. That card is all about teamwork, helping people with work. The Justice card is just going to bring balance to your life. That is telling me you will feel justified eventually when it comes to the end of it, when you look back, when you review the chapter you've just written of your new life, and you think, oh yeah, actually that kind of did just justify everything. The ends justified the means, so to speak. And fucking shit, you can't make this stuff up, can you? We started this opening, we opened with an 8 of Swords, and we're closing the main read with the 8 of Swords. Yeah, don't worry too much. Yeah, because this new chapter is going to be very similar to your old chapter. You are still going to be stuck in your ways of thinking, stuck in your ways of doing things. But they're both looking over here. Okay? One's blindfolded and one's about to run in with 2 swords and chop someone to pieces. You feel trapped. This is the feeling trapped by the thinking. This is the confusion about wanting to take action on the thinking. Okay, whatever this new 8 of Swords is, because it's not that 8 of Swords, it's not linked to that 8 of Swords, it's a new 8 of Swords. This is the outcome. That's where you currently are. Okay, for 1 or 2 of you, it could be that Fool, what's been crossing and showing up is that you haven't learnt your lesson. You are going back into that same 8 of Swords and redoing it. For the rest of you, you're moving out of that 8 of Swords. You're moving into a new 8 of Swords, a new conundrum to be trapped in for a while. Okay, so let's I'm going to actually ask the universe a little bit of a different question than normal. Normally I'll ask for advice for you, but I'm going to say, tell us a little bit about this new 8 of Swords, universe. 1, 2, 3, there you go. And we'll have the bottom card as the crossing card. And that was the first one will come out. That's the second one will come out, and that's the third one will come out. Right, okay. So, remember the Emperor. Yeah, hope you haven't forgotten about that. Because here's the Empress. Yeah, the divine counterpart. This new 8 of Swords. If you're with this person as a romantic connection, you two are going to realize you actually belong together. You are going to start communicating. You're going to realize that you've always had that jackpot sitting there. That pot of gold at the end of the rainbow has always been sitting there. It was just hidden under a pile of leaves. okay? You brushed off the pile of leaves and there it is. Your relationship, the golden pot of coin. It's all good. Emperor, Empress, one of you is going to be balancing out the other one, and you're going to balance each other. The Empress is all the emotional side, the loving side, the thinking of the people in the empire. The Emperor is just keeping the empire going and expanding it, okay? The Emperor relies on the Empress to make sure the people are happy. The Empress relies on the Emperor to keep her protected and to expand, to bring in the money and the food to keep the people happy. A little bit like the housekeeper and the breadwinner, okay? Same sort of thing, tiny small scale of your own little world and universe. The Three of Cups, yes, I know you're thinking, oh my God, there's a third party coming in. And actually, for a couple of you, I feel that you do need it, okay? That third party may not necessarily be another person jumping into bed with you at night to spice things up. It could be a baby on its way. It could be a formulation of a new idea in your head, a new idea of doing things, which you then discuss with them to put into practice. It was actually a communication card before it was ever a third party card. It's just coincidentally, it's communication with multiples of people, not just a couple, okay? For some of you, that means all this spurs off marriage counseling or some sort of therapy, not necessarily marriage. You might not be married to this person. That could be your boss. I did imply that at the beginning, okay? And in this case, if that is your boss and that is you, yeah, I'm not suggesting you should like start to try to have an affair with your boss. It could be just the fact that the dynamics within the company start to work better. You gel better. You start to pull up the failings of them and they start covering the failings of you. Yeah. So you balance out. You become one entity within work as two separate beings. Spice Girls just jumped into my head, to become one. Okay, so that does actually mean something for you viewers as well. You see, I don't often get songs or things jumping into my head, but when they do, especially just after I've said something, that sort of is the universe just reinforcing in my head that, yeah, that actually does mean something. You just hit a nail on the head there, Simon. You've pretty much described that the best way you could. Bang, there you go. Have a little song as a reward. I'm going to have that song rolling around in my head for the rest of the day now. Thank you very much, Aquarius. So let's see what's crossing this. So we got the jackpot. It was always there. You and them, you becoming a couple. What everyone thinks, oh, they're so perfect together, even if it's in a work situation or a romantic situation. This is not about someone else jumping into bed with you two. This is more about communication, and for a few of you, pregnancy, okay? And that could be what all this is talking about. Yeah, and the fact that you've just become pregnant. Oh my God, I've just become pregnant. That's the old way of life over, innit? Yeah, let's face it, you're pregnant. You're going to have a baby, yeah? And this is your new way of life coming into account. Oh my God, can I handle a baby? Oh, what if the baby's ill? What if the baby does? What about when it grows? What about its school? Who's going to pick on it? Oh my God. And again, it's an endless chain of overthinking everything. Okay, trust me, I've had to. I haven't personally, but I have sired to. Crossing it is the Four of Cups. Well, strangely, I kept thinking throughout this read the Four of Pentacles would come out, but it didn't. The Four of Cups has. Yeah. The Four of Cups is a little bit like this card here. Yeah, it's dreaming. It is boredom. It is disappointment. Yeah, it is having a lot of stuff, but not what you want. But it is also dreaming, musing. This new Eight of Swords is not all that bad. Yeah, I painted children as all the worrying side of things, but there's also all the nice side of things on that. It's their first Christmas, their first birthday, their first school play, okay, all the good things. The first time you have a snowball fight with them, it's all fantastic, okay. Just those random weekends when you just disappear off to a beach, there's all the good. There's all the good with it as well. And you've got again, it's all your hopes and dreams. It's all rolled into this. It is something you've wanted for a long time, Aquarius, and now it seems to be coming. You're a little bit scared and apprehensive about actually going ahead and doing it. So anyway, that was your read. That went on a bit longer than I expected. Okay. Hopefully it resonates with you. If it does, fantastic. Please like, subscribe, share, and comment. If it doesn't resonate with you, it's fantastic as well. Don't worry. If you're still here and it hasn't resonated with you, this is definitely a sharing one for you, because what kept you here if it weren't resonating? It's not my wonderful, joyful voice. I know that much. It's because the universe made sure you stayed here. It made you just sort of relax and doze on the sofa while you listened to this, and then you suddenly thought, oh yeah, I know a fire sign who needs to know all this. Okay, share it out. Subscribe as well, because the next one might resonate with you, because I'm not following any sort of cycle. Okay, thank you very much, and catch you